What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode, Let's Talk Games podcast. Dre, we hit a monumental number.
Yeah, man. 20 episodes, dog.
20 episodes.
20 episodes. 20 weeks.
20 weeks!
Yeah.
Holy crap, when did we start?
20 weeks ago.
Yeah,
20 weeks ago.
Man,
shit.
How are you doing, man? How was your week?
This week felt slow, man. This was a slow week at work and just in life in general. Slow week. I was, really nothing to do. Played and completed Judgment.
You did?
Yeah, finally. Like the game say it took me 30 hours, but I swear it felt like 50. I promise it. Like that game has so much dialogue and so many cutscenes. Oh man, I'm glad to be over with that game. Though I am like cleaning up some stuff like the side cases and stuff like that. But other than that, that's all I've been doing, man. What about yourself?
Man, I've been hopping around. I'm on the verge of losing this challenge. In my last stream,
man,
I crashed once I got to the second half of Biome 3. The PlayStation crashed, so it kind of set me back. So I haven't played it since.
Back, right?
If you consider the crash, it was probably only like 30 minutes, so it's not even worth it. But I look at it as I probably got like 10 hours left, which is gonna come down to about 2.5 streams. 2 streams. It really all depends on how I do.
But that 10 hours is doable too, though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stream. Today's Friday, right? I'm going to stream tomorrow after work, so that'll be like a 6 p.m., 7 p.m. stream. Now I might do 8 because it's supposed to be 90 degrees, so I might want to get some of that daytime back to do something. So I'll probably stream around like 9 o'clock, see how that goes, and if I can, depending on how I do with tomorrow's stream, will determine the rest of the challenge pretty much. So I just took like an extended break from it because I was just having all-time frustration. I played some other games, man. I bought some recent like Lego games for some reason. Because I wanted to get some points. So I'm gonna start them and try to see what to play through. But at the time, it's like I'm at this moment where it's like I don't really want to know what I want to dive into, right?
Yeah.
I mean, next week we got Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet, right?
And then after that, what's after Ratchet? I mean, there's Scarlet Nexus. That's on my radar. Now, I'm about to tell you something, right? So I've been high on a Scarlet Nexus game. I played the demo. I beat the demo twice with both characters and whatnot, which is fine. It's pretty simple. However, I earned enough points to get at least 50% off the game.
Okay.
Right? But I have this itch that at E3, Xbox is going to say is Game Pass Day 1.
A Scarlet
Nexus, yes. It comes out the 25th. Now, that won't be the first time they did that. The last game they did that with that immediate turnaround was
Outriders, right?
Outriders and MLB The Show. Those were all less than between like a 2 to 3 week window from when they released. So at that time they announced them, you probably had the game pre-ordered already. And so I'm like, okay, I'm ready to pre-order Scarlet Nexus. I got the points. And but I'm gonna wait until after E3 just in case.
Just in case. So. Good idea.
But I did play the game. I did play the game Necromunda. Hired Gun.
Yeah, trash.
Disappointed.
That game looked trash, man. I was watching the IGN review and them glitches and bugs. Man, I was like, what? What in the world is like if that was cleaned up a bit, it would be like a little decent game, but with all that going on, that game don't look good to me.
Yeah, it was I was interested in it only because it was like I was in the pre-order sale was like $33, right? It was a first-person shooter. All right, cool. It was a nice, you know.
Oh, you bought the game?
Yeah, dude, it's not on Game Pass.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man. So it was this nice mission to mission, A to B sort of setup. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get through this. It's a first-person shooter. Why not? And the first thing, right, I get to is that the performance is and the visuals. I don't get why there's like there's no visual upgrade. There's nothing next generation about this game. The gameplay has potential. The gameplay is actually fine, but the game is buggy. And I remember I did it like this. There's this hub mission, right? If you leave the hub, and here I am thinking, oh, like, you know, you cleared out these enemies, and that's it. The problem is, it's unlimited enemies that just spawns in, and you're in this room for nothing, and you're shooting. Like, I've ran out of ammo or everything, and then I just started getting meleeing everyone, and I meleeed. You know how they have achievements for melee 150 people, right? I did that in one sitting, trying to figure out where the hell do I go? Because enemies kept spawning, like they would not stop spawning.
There's no indicators like telling you like nothing above.
Well, at least there wasn't on that case. So people were going to see I got these achievements, these rare achievements that I probably shouldn't have because enemies kept spawning in this area. So I went back to the hub to, I guess, start a mission. But the thing is, if you leave the hub, there's nowhere. You know how you go somewhere where games have like these fake dead ends. Where it's like, all right, I can't go in here. This is it, right? So the game, after you get off the hub, the hub is supposed to be your safe point. You leave the hub, and then there's this open area. You can't go nowhere. There's no open door, no secret path, and just enemies. The way that it works is wherever you're at, the enemy spawns the opposite. So I would go where the enemy's at, right? They won't spawn anymore, and they'll keep spawning from where I was, and it was just unlimited. So I was like, yo, I can't play this game. I done killed 200 people for nothing. I restarted the game, got to the hub, and then did the mission select thing, and then now I just kind of wore myself out, and I've done that, and I've been playing Knockout City.
Now I did. Okay, first, are you able to get a refund on Necromunda, whatever it's called?
Yeah, I can. I didn't do it yet, but I know I'll be able to. I don't know if I. Good. I don't know if I will at this point. It's like, it is what it is to me at this point. Okay. I might need it to add to my games beat list. So I feel like
okay, there you go.
It might come in clutch.
Okay. So that Knockout City, I did hear some good things about Knockout City. Seen some reviews, watched some gameplay, and I guess it's quite fun.
Yeah, it's I played a couple games. I played with Addict. I played with Cat Daddy Fat Stacks. I played. Who else did I play with? I played a few games. I think Old Man Logan. I played with. It has its perks. It's like all these games, they're trying to be like the next Fortnite in some shape or form, but it's dodgeball. So dodgeball is fun. And I feel like they did it right. The only thing I wish they did, and I'm sure an update will probably come, but I just wish you had a little bit more control of character customization. Like creating, I want to be able to create my own character, and then if I have to buy clothes and stuff and unlock different outfits, it's different. But they got some goofy looking characters and shit like that, and I'm not a fan of it. So I was like, if you're gonna these games, like, let me create my own character, let me do it up and whatnot. But gameplay is fun. It's addicting, and it's popping. I think it surpassed like 3 million players already so far.
Oh, word! It's free to play?
No, actually, it's not. It's,
okay.
It's what they did was smart. The way they launched as a free trial on it for everyone for like a week.
Okay.
But it's a part of Game Pass. So if you're on any other platform, you either have to have Origin access or you got to buy the game. The game is about, I think, $30.
Okay. Now, is it a pick up and play, or like is there like a learning curve to master in that realm?
They have a good training at the start of the game that kind of teaches you the entire perks of the game. So I feel like it's easy to pick up but hard to master, because there's different things you can do, different type of shots you can hit people with that make it harder for people to catch. You know how in dodgeball, if you catch a ball, like it doesn't count as you getting hit because you caught the ball.
Right. Correct.
No, like that. I like that mechanic because the way you catch the ball is like how you would parry in a video game, right? And we done played so many damn games where we're ready to hit the parry button. So it's similar to that. So there's things you can do in the game that I can't do yet because I haven't took the time out to learn or try to practice. I play sort of one way. Once I learn how to play a game, I stick with that way. All right, this is how you throw it. This is how you catch. This is how you jump. This is how you dodge. And that's the way I'm playing. But it's a cool concept. Great team game. Great for streaming. And they got to add some modes and whatnot. But I've been having fun with the game every time I get to play it.
How the maps is alright?
Yeah, the maps are cool, but I mean they wear thin. There's only about I think there's about maybe 3 maps. That at least I played on. I only recall playing on 3 maps. Okay. So right now it's limited maps, but with time they'll add more.
Like, is it easy to hit somebody, or can it get like frustrating? Because of course you got the ability to catch balls. Mm-hmm. Like, can you just spam a catch? You just catching every time, or is there you
can spam a catch if you're doing simple tosses. You could. Someone can easily catch it. So that's why you gotta get all these power-ups and different power-up throws or power balls and stuff that sort of have different impacts that make it harder or unpredictable to catch. So yeah, if me and you were just playing right and you just doing like the basic playing throw, the average person you run a throw against, they're gonna catch the ball if they're not expecting it. That's why it's better when you're in packs. If there's like 2 or 3 people chasing one dude, then everybody throw the ball. He ain't catching them all. He got to be very good. It's possible to catch multiple balls at a time, but you have to be quick on your hands.
That sounds fun as hell.
Yeah, you have to be quick on your hands to do that. And I've had some highlight moments. That's why I try to play to continue to get those. But it's a cool game.
So like one more question. So like a curveball, right? Yep. Like a curveball, right? You have to time your catch with a special throw.
Yeah, you have to time it. Yep. If you try to catch too early, obviously it's going to hit you, and you'll know because you'll see people randomly going like trying to catch before you throw the shit. So it's just a matter of catching them like that midpoint. It's like, all right, gotcha.
It's $30. Yeah,
it's 30. You got Game Pass. Just download it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. So who is it made by?
It's EA.
Ah,
EA
okay.
Original.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Oh, and that game that I held up because you bought Need for Speed, right, for PlayStation 5? Because I remember that early gameplay we had.
Yeah.
That's gonna be in Game Pass this week.
I seen that, and I was kind of upset a little bit.
Why? You should. It's an EA game. I was like, I ain't touching that shit until that thing goes into the vault, yo. I was like, okay, Game Pass soon.
At that time, I don't think there was like anything to really play like that. So I just wanted something to play.
Yeah, that was before you had an Xbox as well, too.
Yeah,
so
correct,
point,
right.
You were burning through like.
Yeah, I had to spend money.
And watch those and other stuff, yeah.
Right. So yeah, okay, that's cool though.
And so a lot of things happened this week. So you got one of your answers to one of the highlights from last week was you said that if Horizon Forbidden West did not have a 60 frames per second mode, you would not be buying that game.
That is correct.
And your prayers were answered.
Yes, they were.
It will be having a 60 frames per second mode.
Yes, sir.
Which is cool. It's like I guess we should be expecting it at this point that every game that comes out has to have some sort of performance
Has to have
mode.
right.
It's what we've been getting so far. Watch Dogs Legion, shout out to them. They finally got 60 frames per second mode.
The thing is, though, I didn't doubt that a 60 frames like wouldn't be there. I just wanted confirmation that it was going to be there. So once I got that, then I'm good to go.
I'm curious to see how on the resolution though is going to be. Did they comment on that yet?
No, they did not. And of course, you got people making, the 1080p crowd is in full effect right now. So I don't think it's going to be 10. I think it's going to be, of course, a dynamic res, probably minimum 1440p minimum.
The game looks but then again, I have to think about it. The game looks very detailed, looks very good. To get away with 60 frames per second, absolutely. Would you be happy if the 60 frames mode is the PS4 Pro version at a higher frame rate?
It's funny that you said that because I was just about to say. You gotta remember, like, this is technically a PS4 game, right? Because like playtests and everything, like this game was made for PS4. Yeah. Let's just call it what it is. So with that in mind, I'm of the mindset that the resolution will be at a higher resolution than something of a PS4 of a PS4 Pro. So it better be. I just feel like that.
If they opt with the PS4 Pro settings and then turn on like their frame rate option, I think that would still probably be a good look. I'm curious to see how it all plays out. Do you still think the game is coming out this year? I know
yes.
We talked about it briefly about it, like of the possibility.
And I know they had came out and said that it's still in the air as far as release date, but you don't show it this early for it to be. I mean, you could, and anything could get delayed, but I don't think if it was coming out in 2022, I think you show it at your showcase. I think Sony would have showed it at their showcase. Yeah. And for them to show it this early, I think it's coming. I still think it's coming out this year. Now my month is like I said, September. I'm sticking with that, but I'm teetering a little bit with, like you said, November. Yeah, I'm kind of teetering with a November release date, but I do think it's coming out this year.
Okay.
You think it's?
No, I don't think it's this
you
year.
don't think it's coming out?
Yeah, I mean, if it is, I mean, I'll be excited for sure, but I don't think it's this year. I think it's an early 2022 game.
Why show us?
Because that's actually about right. Remember, when did the freaking Deathloop previews went out in freaking April and the game comes out in September?
April this year though, right?
April.
They showed them, yeah. So it's coming. Yeah, okay, that's cool.
The game comes out in September. Why have a preview?
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
The game comes out in September. They're like usually, when did Ratchet and Clank get to? Remember Ratchet has always had like this June date, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of its preview embargoes is within the month of its release. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, true that.
It's.
I hope so. I really do think it's coming out this year. I think they're gonna have a trailer at the showcase, and then they'll have the release date of this year. That's my prediction. That's what they better do anyway. Because if they don't, Ratchet is gonna be great, but it ain't gonna be like that blockbuster. Like it can carry them into the holiday season and into next year. So they need that. They need that one game to have for the holiday season.
I mean, PlayStation usually doesn't carry like holiday season exclusives. I mean, I think Death Stranding was their first one to really do that in a while. Everything else is usually summer or early in the year. The Last Horizon was like a February game.
It was.
Freaking Returnal was a March game. God of War April.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank is typically summer. When does Uncharted come out? In the spring?
Was Uncharted Spring? Something like that.
Yeah,
April, May, something like that.
Like May 16th, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that. We shall see.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. And then they got a couple. There's still a couple other games that they have. They got Final Fantasy. Also, that's
16.
Next week.
Mm-hmm.
The 7
is it
upgrade.
Oh, the Final Fantasy 7 remake. Yeah, that is next week. Matter of fact, it sure is. I think it's the 10th, right before Ratchet and Clank.
Okay. Yep. You got that. You got Deathloop in September, which covers the fall.
You got Kenna in August.
And
I think that Stray, that Stray game. I think that's coming like these smaller indie games. I think those are coming out this year, like sprinkled in through the rest of the year. Yeah, like a Sifu.
Sifu, yeah, is that this year?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. That game looks good, man. That game looks really good. So I hope so.
What So you said something interesting, and before we get into the topic, but I didn't comment on it, but I meant to comment on it. You were like,
on Twitter?
Yeah, you said
okay.
You played Scarlet Nexus, I think both on PlayStation and Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said you would recommend it for PS5.
Mm-hmm.
And this was all down to what?
To the DualSense.
The DualSense. Mm-hmm. I didn't play the demo on PS5 yet. I keep forgetting I have a PS5 to actually do these tests myself. But what? So
Scarlet Nexus actually does the triggers justice this time. Mm-hmm. Like the triggers feel really good. Like I played it. I didn't play it twice. I played it once with the guy character, and he has the telekinesis, right? Where you can. Do they both have that, or just him?
No, he has it because her playstyle is a little different. So he has the one where you bring you could bring.
Right.
The analog and shit. Yeah.
Right, using the force and shit. Yeah. So like the triggers are really, really well done in this game. Probably, I know Astro did it good. Probably next to Astro as the second best game who actually does the triggers right. The haptic feedback is okay. I wish that was a lot better, but it's passable. But the triggers is what really sold me on. If I had both consoles and I want to play Scarlet Nexus, I would get it on PlayStation just for that immersion of the controller. So I mean that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was
both, like, resolution wise, frame rate wise, they're both the same.
Yeah. So the games, I think, or at least according to the demo, the game is pretty much a match across the board. So I mean, and when you consider those edges, the controller, obviously you can't forget about that since you'll be spending so much time with the controller in hand. It's cool to see that with these consoles have like these little benefits that games to take advantage of that makes them whatever makes it different, or any sort of enhancement to that you would pretty much I like this on PlayStation because of the DualSense. I feel more a part of the game. I like this game on Xbox because I could have it in quicker resume along with 3 or 4 other games. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like so.
Correct.
So it's cool. Me personally, obviously, like I said,
did you try it on PlayStation? I mean, I know you got one. I might
download. I'm gonna download it because I do like the game itself.
Just try it. I just want you to try it to see how you like it.
Before in the past, where if I had access to it either for free or via demo or something like that on both platforms, I ended up playing it on both. I went an entire day without a coffee, which is weird. But yeah, I'm gonna download it and give it a try. But I can't really do much with. I gotta wait for this stupid return. Remember, I haven't been playing any other game because it's not the PlayStation doesn't have like.
Quick my
PlayStation is only in rest mode because of this game. With this game, with the crash, I just turned it off because I was tight. But
so. I mean, it's cool though.
So there's a lot of talk, bro. Believing in Generation started trending again. Like this hurdle that I don't know what's going on or what happened here, but people found themselves mad at Jim Ryan again. A lot of people backtracking again. Their thoughts. I've listened to other podcasts where they're now blaming, it was the Halo Infinite showing of why we said games would be held back for cross-gen. It was like Halo Infinite was the problem. I was like, you guys were saying that prior to Halo Infinite being shown, but okay. So
we believe in generations.
Believing in generations, Greg. Do you believe in generations?
I do believe in generations, and I don't want to say I'm like fuming mad, but I am a little bit upset about it. That God of War. So this all started with God of War, and that is going to be on PS4 and PS5. And so, of course, that sparked this outrage that's going on right now. And I am on the side of, yes, I do believe in generations. Prior to what people might think, PlayStation has never done cross-generation games with their major first-party titles. Going back to PS1 to PS2 to PS3 to PS4. This is the first time, like, they're not talking sports games or anything, or like some indies or anything like that. Like, their major first-person exclusive big budget titles never been done. Never has done cross-gen before. And so this is like I said, this is the first time that they're doing it, and I don't like it. I don't like it for the simple fact is that this didn't matter. Like I said, this didn't matter before. When there's a new generation, it's time to move on. That's been Sony's motto since up until now, I guess. But it's time to move on, and from we all know from a certain aspect, cross-generation games hold back the current generation of that same title to a certain degree, right? And so I'm just like, man, look, this might sound, I understand what kind of climate we in right now, and I understand like things is getting hard, and it's hard to find a PS5, this, that, and the third. But hey, man, we'll see you when you get here, man. We want these big exclusive titles to show off new hardware, man. Like that, like I said, that's been what it has been since the beginning, and I personally think it should stay that way, because like that is the sole purpose, quote unquote, of a new generation. It's to have these games that can't be done on last generation to show off the new hardware. It's all, like I said, it's always been like that. And for God of War, like this was the one. You dig? Like in 2022, this was the one to show off what PS5 can do. But unfortunately, we won't be able to see that with this God of War, with this next God of War. And so we're gonna have to wait until the next God of War. But yeah, it stinks. It really does, man. It stinks.
Man, shout out to David Gaines. He says he was misleading for sure, but bring up the quote from the article because people are only saying that part of the quote. That's the only part I care about. I ain't got the whole entire quote. Sorry, like, David.
And people, like, I understand because Gaines he goes on about the business aspect of it, which I understand. I totally listen. I get that because right now PS5 can't make up for what PS4 can possibly bring, as far as money wise. So I get that. That's not. I don't think that's anybody's debating that, or nobody's debating that aspect. But just when it comes to the game itself, the PS5 version is going to be held back in some sort of way because it has to run on PS4. And that's, when we think about new generations, we think about these games that can only play on the new console, and we are not getting that. And it's disappointing, man. Because like, how long are we going to have to wait before we can get before PS4 is finally left behind and we can move on with the generation. Like how long? Like some people are expecting 2023 and 2024. I'm like, huh? That's damn near half the generation. The generation almost over.
Yeah, they did say they expect to support the PS5 the PS4 for 10 years.
For 10 years? Who said that?
It's Sony. 10 years is 2023.
Oh, okay. From
launch, yeah.
From the launch. Okay, I got you. I'm about to say what? Hold up.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So I got a question for you then, right? Because you believe in generations, you think there should be a cutoff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said these games their development started on PS4. So should these games not come on a PS5? Should they be PS4 only? God of War and Horizon Forbidden West being PS4 only. Let PS4 have its exclusive, and let PS5 has Ratchet and Recore and Deathloop if that's the case. Because if you believe in generations, you can't be like, oh, these should only be made for PS5 only. No, they should only be for PS4 only. They should. Would you be happy if that was the case? Because technically, they would still be.
Right. I know what you're saying.
Living by that message, and you can still play it. Backwards compatibility.
But that's the thing, though. This should have been a PS5 game from the jump. Like when the next God of War should have been a PS5. Like it should have been developed for PS5 from the rip. So, I see what you're saying, and that does have me like caught in crosshairs. But God of War should have been a PS5 only title from the get go. God of War Ragnarok or whatever it's going to be called should have been a PS5 title from the jump.
I mean, but like the thing is though, so when you finish God of War, right, the first one, right? Well, not the first one, but 2018. You was like, what was your thoughts immediately? All right, I can't wait for the second one, right? Where did you think you would be playing the second one at that time? At the
time, PS5, because that was 2018. Yeah, the generation was damn near over. At that point, was going to the close, was coming to a close.
That was
at that point
for the PlayStation 4 era, though. First God
that's cool. That's fine.
And Horizon Zero Dawn is the first new IP for not first new IP, but it was a new IP for the PS4 first game. Yeah. So when you finished Horizon, the next time you thought you were playing that game was going to be on the PS5 or the PS4?
Well, Horizon was 17. Maybe not Horizon. I really wasn't thinking about a sequel for her. I mean, obviously one is coming, but I wasn't hyped for Horizon sequel like that. But God of War, I definitely wanted it to play the sequel on PS5. Like, let PS4 have its titles. You dig? Like, that's what generations are for. Like for them to have their titles for that console, and then next generation comes and their titles for that console. Like,
it's funny. It's funny as hell about, and this is not you, but I'm realizing something, right? And this might be a clippable moment. In 2019, 2020, PlayStation guys celebrating PS4 selling. Oh, it's still selling. It's still high. Number one seller beating that. And they talk about, you got all these games, right? So if you're immediately calling for games to be cut off from the PS4 in 2020 and 2021, right? That's when the PS5 came out. You're immediately calling for software support to stop on the PS4 so all that support can go on PS5 exclusively. What are you saying? What are these PlayStation guys saying to people who had just bought a PS4? Are they telling them to buy a PS4 to play old games?
Hey, I mean, that's what you. I mean, that's what you want.
I don't buy a console to play old games.
Listen.
That's exactly what they're telling them. Anybody that's purchased a PS4 in 2020.
Yeah, but that should be expected though, because that's what you bought. That's what you bought. You bought a PS4 to play PS4 games.
Yeah, to play PS4 games. But if PS4 just stops getting support, in 2020 and 2021 in the respective years that you bought them, technically it's still a relevant console because new games are still coming out for PS4 and Xbox One respectively. Biomutant, people, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, people, oh, those are last gen, but they're brand new games for those native consoles, right? So people buy a PS4 today or bought a PS4 last week with day one games, brand new games to buy. Right? So if you guys, and I gotta stop saying you guys because I don't associate you with those guys. But if those guys are pretty much saying, PS5, no, there should be no cross-gen games. It gotta be next gen only. So that's a message to the people that are buying PS4s. You're pretty much saying, if you buy the PS4, you can only buy and play old games. And then go around on Twitter and tell people they don't buy consoles to play old games.
I'm sorry, or whatever new that releases on PS4. Like when you get an like when a new generation starts and you know you're getting an old console, you know what you're getting into. Like you know what games you're getting into.
You know how many people that couldn't get a
if
PS5?
The generations were typically if the generations would run how they typically would run when it comes to next generation. Like everybody knows there's a cutoff when it comes to next generation. That's how it's always been from PS1 to PS2 to PS2 to PS3. When people got a PS3, they knew they weren't going to be able to play those PS2 games and vice versa. So I mean, that's how, like I said, that's how it's always been. It's always been like that.
But Horizon Forbidden West isn't a PS5 game. Neither is God of War Ragnarok. They're just available on the PS5.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They should have been developed for PS5, and they should have went in with the mindset that these sequels are going to be PS5 only, man. And then nobody would have any issue with this cross-gen bullshit.
Do people really have an issue with it? Is this real issue or just people saving their ass? Because there's receipts out there of the shit that they were talking. Like, my thing is when I was watching the Forbidden West gameplay, right, and people were in awe how great it looks, delicious. Did you see all the comments, right? You are a part of the comments and stuff. When they do the state of play of God of War Ragnarok, and they're going to be showing you the PS5 version. Are you going to be thinking about, oh my god, like this is on PS4, it doesn't look great? I'm going to be thinking
about this could have looked even better.
I don't think games are going to look that much better, bro.
If it was solely focused. What?
Games, all right, I think we're at a point where it's like games can only get so much. I feel like no matter what we see, and I don't think games are going to get visually dramatically better.
No, do you remember what was in the PS4 was running off of cell phone processors, man?
Yeah, but they still made it work.
But now in these new consoles, they have actual desktop processors. No, man, we definitely can see a leap, and we definitely can see a leap.
There's not a leap.
I'm saying we can see a leap in the future. We can see a leap.
All right, so a game like God of War 2018, come on, man. Like God of War 18, it looks. It's a good. How much better can that game get? I see. Yeah, sure. They can do a little bit more particles and add 60 frames. That's the only. I don't think it gets like you don't hit. I don't think there's another tier.
They can use get better textures, better shadows, better lighting, better subsurface scattering on facial.
Returnal could use all that, and that's on PS5 only.
Hey, you ain't lying. No,
because I think
you're not lying.
You put all this pressure on, like, oh my god, like this game's would be so much better had it been designed exclusively for the PS5. Well, we have games that are designed exclusively for the PS5. We've played Returnal. We've played Returnal. We've played Godfall. We've, I mean, right now, you guys say the best looking game so far is Demon's Souls, and then Ratchet and Clank is probably going to take the mantle.
Yeah, I'm hearing Godfall is going to be coming to PS4. That's the word. That's the word around town.
I heard that, but I got to see if people believe it.
But okay, so check out NX Gamers video about Horizon Forbidden West, right? Because that's what I looked at, and then it clicked for me as soon as I seen that video. Check out that video and watch like the first 5 minutes of it, and he explains like the shortcomings of
Forbidden West.
Forbidden West. Yeah, watch his video. What
shortcomings did he find?
Just watch his video. He's not saying that the game looks bad in any way, but there are shortcomings because of the PS4 that it's like it's not rendering right on PS5. Just watch watch his video and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, is he talking about when shit disappears?
Like shit disappears and so just watch that video, then you'll understand why.
Did he do it for IGN or his personal channel?
His personal.
All right, so I'll check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, but so man, Generations needs
and you know what's crazy? So they announced, obviously we knew about Forbidden West and they reconfirmed it with the state of play. They reconfirmed God of War while also confirming it's a 2022 game.
Which we knew. Like that was the worst kept secret.
Yeah, Gran Turismo, the next Gran Turismo is gonna be on PS4.
It's gonna be on PS4.
I thought was the next.
It was promoted as a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah.
Yep, but in bold letters, right there at the bottom of the screen, PS5 exclusive. Come to find out, motherfuckers on PS4, dog. I mean, what can you say? Again, I understand the business aspect of it, but okay. But here's my thing, right? Depending on when God of War and these games come out in 2022, potentially PS5 could potentially make up for what it would have sold on PS4, right? Because let's say the next God of War sells 12 million. Let's just say 12, 13, whatever, 12, 13 million on PS4. Depending on when it comes out next year, PS5 could possibly be at what? You thinking 15 to 20 million?
Yeah, it'll be a
something around there.
Like that, yeah. Somebody said my mic is low. Am I better now? No, I'm sorry. Somebody said my mic was low, and that's probably because I was speaking further away from it. I apologize if that's the case, but just let me know in the chat. But go ahead, Dre.
Yeah. So like potentially, it could maybe make up for what it would have done on PS4. Because here's how I see it. I think God of War and Horizon is going to have the Miles Morales effect. I think it's going to sell more on PS5. I think when people start getting their PS5s in 2022, they're going to be picking up God of War and Horizon on PS5.
But yeah, I mean, I believe that for the simple fact that I believe Sony will promote these games as they're only on PS5. Every time I saw Miles Morales advertisement, I think it was kind of only paired with PS5, even though it was on the PS4.
Correct.
But I don't know about the sales, because aren't the PS4 discs playable on PS5? Doesn't it turn into a PS5 copy when you?
Don't they have to update it?
But when you put it in a system.
Yeah, right. Without updating, it can still, I guess, technically because of backwards compatibility. Yeah, you're right about that. But who's going to do that? Who's going to have a PS5 and play the PS4 version?
No. You play the PS5. You buy the PS4 disc. Because I remember when I went into GameStop for strangely Miles Morales was sold out when I got my PS5 day one. I went because I wanted physical. They only had PS4 physical copies, and I'm like, I don't want that. And it was like, oh no, but then I realized it was like, it's a free upgrade when you put it in your PlayStation. You'll play the PS5 version. You just have to download it, of course.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is it really?
I know why I turned it down, because I wanted the Spider-Man remaster, and you couldn't get that with the PS4 standalone. You had to get like the special edition. Or
That's what. Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Yeah. Like you're playing you can update to the.
It won't. You'll have two. Pretty much. You should have two versions at that point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Off the disc.
Okay. I will say I wouldn't know. I bought the PS5 version, so I didn't know. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. If anybody, I don't know if anybody did it that way, but that was one of the if you own, that was a part of the. I think Spider-Man was one of the games that supported their upgrade program.
Like I thought you had to like pay like an extra 10 for the upgrade.
You know what? You probably did. You probably did have to pay for it, but it's like I don't know if it was because obviously I didn't do it. I ended up buying the game digitally. But what happened was it probably would have cost you. I just know you could buy the PS4 disc and get access to the PS5 version. If it costs you extra, I'm not entirely sure. But you should be able to put it up. That should have been an option. I'm almost certain it was an option.
Okay.
We'll find out what Forbidden West is going to be the next game to put you in that position. So.
Oh boy, but yeah, like I've been saying, it's just when the new generation hits, man, it's just time to go. It's time to go. Like, but it is what it is, man. I mean, what can you do about it? Man? Nothing we can do about it at this point. But
it's funny though.
So and then on because I know you've seen that the chick what's her name, Alana Pierce or something like that. You know, she was getting harassed and whatnot, and then Corey Barlow came to the rescue, right? And he was like, "If you want to be mad at me because of the PS4, PS5 God of War, that was my call, and this, that, and the third. You know what? I should have said something to that. Nah, just like.
Man, why were they taking Alana though?
Well, okay, so it was pretty much paraphrasing here. It was like somebody made a nasty remark to her saying it's because of you, because you came to Sony Santa Monica. That's why we're getting 2 versions of God of War. I'm like, serious? What? Swear to God, it's up there. It's on there. She posted it herself. I'm like, what? Oh man, I'm like, man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all are wild out here, man. Like, I understand your frustration, but it's not this lady's fault.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the rants that the people that the issues that people have is really fake. I think the only person that's really had like the legitimate reactions were like Jack Move, because he's been consistent. I think a lot of people are just talking to protect their assets. There's a lot of receipts out there. A lot of people were on this thing when the Xbox said they're going to be supporting Xbox One for 1 to 2 years. They literally gave you a time window, and people were like, "What? Xbox is going to be held back?" And they were on that. They were on that for a hot minute, and that was they said that way before Craig was shown. Before Craig was shown. And the fact that I was listening to a lot of podcasts because you know during this time when PlayStation does something that's against what they thought they were against, they go on this damage control tour. So they're like, well, you know, even though Xbox people were like scalability, remember scale, hashtag scale.
Yep.
They were like, all that. They was like, well, we only thought it was a problem because of, because the Halo showing so bad. The Xbox was, and mind you, the Halo showing wasn't running on the Xbox One or an Xbox Series. It was running on a PC. It was running on a high-powered PC. So you can't use that excuse. So that pop-in, all that stuff had nothing to do with the hardware it was running on.
It was a PC with the equivalent to a Series X, right?
I don't know how they split it, but it was a PC for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right.
And even the screenshots they recently released was on a PC. That's what 343. Stop doing that shit. Like, stop it. Like, the thing is that I don't care what Halo looks like on the PC. I don't. I'm not looking at it. Every time they say, I was like, okay, I don't really care. I want to. Your parent company just released the most powerful home console. Don't show me shit on PC. I want to see the shit on Xbox. That's what I'm buying it for. That's what I'm playing it on. I mean, Xbox. I'm not.
They want to show it at its best.
No. They got to stop doing it. I'm sick and tired of them catering to them desktop dwellers. Like, they got to stop it.
Bottom feeders, man.
They got to stop it. So, speaking of, I mean, obviously E3 is coming up.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
Man, so
because like, at first I wasn't really excited for E3. At first, I was like, man, but like as the days got went on and we're starting to get closer to E3, I'm really excited. And I'm no lie, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for E3 this year.
What's got you excited?
Just a bit of everything. Definitely want to see what Xbox has. I want to see what WB has because they're doing Harry Potter. They're doing Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, so I'm hoping that's there because I really want to see what how good this game is coming along. So that's what I want to see. Because at first that was my most anticipated game for this year until it got delayed.
It was Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah, that was like 1, 2. Right. You're right. Yep. You're right.
Is that shit something out this year?
Supposedly, I hope so. I need it. But so yeah, I'm just excited for a little bit of everything, and mainly because we do have new consoles. It's new consoles, and I want to see what everybody has to bring to these new consoles. Unfortunately, most will be cross-gen, but I guess, man. But yeah, I'm excited. I really am. I'm really excited for E3. Didn't think I was going to be though, but I am.
What are you doing for on Sunday? Are you available this Sunday? Not this Sunday, but the Sunday of Xbox E3.
Yes, sure.
All right, because I'm going to be doing a video reaction, pretty much live reaction call, and we all watch it together.
Okay, cool.
In the Discord for the reaction. So if you want to join that.
I for sure. I'm like I said last week. I don't have any expectations for Xbox. Like I told you last week. I hope they deliver, man. Like Twitter is going to be ablaze if, like, good or bad, it's going to be ablaze. But if they drop the ball again, man, Twitter might shut down, like literally shut down, because it's going to be crazy, man. So I'm hoping they deliver. But what you got everybody saying, lower your expectations, and that just got me worried a little bit. So
yeah, don't believe that bullshit. That's bullshit. That's rubbish. Don't believe the rubbish. Xbox fans don't look. This expectation thing, it's stupid. This whole lower your expectations, because I've said this several times before. Nobody outside of the team Xbox, the people that work there, have seen the presentation yet. Nobody. Everybody's going based off what they're hearing, and what they're hearing is they can only go by name. So if they're telling me, hey, if it's like, okay, if I told you, man, I'm not gonna like it if I don't see Hellblade 2, Fable, and Gears of War 6, I ain't gonna like it. If that's my expectations and none of them show up, it's already a bad show. So my thing is, I'm not like, I believe games like Hellblade and Everwild should be there, because they shouldn't have showed them as early as they did, for the simple fact, because I mean, come on, 2019 we've seen these games, and it's 2021. There's got to be some sort of progress. So I'm a little disappointed that they won't be there. Not really much Everwild, because I still don't know what the hell it is. And more so it's just Hellblade 2. But Hellblade 2, I kind of got a feeling like we ain't gonna see that game for a while. As soon as they confirmed they're using Unreal Engine 5, which wasn't available at the time that they announced the game.
Let me ask you this, right? Okay, so we got that mural, right, with the Halo and you said Forza and Starfield and whatnot, right? Would it be a success right? Let's say there's something else on that mural that nobody has spotted, right?
Yeah.
So would you call it a success if they show extensive gameplay of those games that were in that mural, and then little games sprinkled here, trailers, CGI, gameplay, or whatever? But they show gameplay of that mural, but they sprinkle in a little bit of whatever in between. Is that a success if those are only the big games that they show? Would that be a success to you?
That's a good question, right? So, because I get what you're saying. You're saying, because the thing is, if those are the 3 primary games, and let's say they'll take up all the time and everything else is just like little shit.
Mm-hmm. Like third party, whatever, third party trailers, whatever.
If they all were coming out this year, it would be a success. Because I don't think if you told me what the Forza Horizon's caliber, what Halo Infinite is supposed to be, we know Halo was once, top tier. It took a hit, and the potential of Starfield, I don't know of. I would say Xbox would have the better year in game releases if those all 3 are coming out and they all got great screen time and gameplay show, and they all look promising and great. Yeah, I would say, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now I was reading the chat. Sappho made a good point. It's only 90 minutes, right?
90 minutes.
So how long are you expecting these? How long are you expecting the big titles to be? Like, how long are you expecting those demos to be?
People saying 90 minutes as if it's short. It's probably going to be one of the longest shows throughout the whole E3.
I mean, all their shows have been 90 minutes, right?
Yeah, last year was 57 minutes.
Oh.
And
okay.
E3 2019 was like around like wasn't that long. The last E3 Xbox was at, and their longest show was E3 2017, which ran, I think, just over 90 minutes. I think it was approaching 100 minutes.
Okay.
So
let me ask you. Looking at going back to that one, that 90-minute one. Do you looking at that one and now looking at this one for 90 minutes? Do you see, gameplay lift? Like, are you thinking of that we're going to see good timing, like good times of gameplay length?
Yeah, Xbox never has an issue with pacing with their shows. But the thing is, the difference between 2017 and 2021. And in 2017, yeah, they had a new console coming out, but they had no first-party studios.
Okay, yeah.
2017, believe it or not, that was the E3 I was at live, and I was disappointed. I wasn't happy.
You was there?
I was there. I went to that E3, and I was at the Xbox conference. I went there, obviously, because it was a console reveal. And I would have went into the E3 of the Series X had there not been COVID, because it would have been, all right, a proper console reveal, right? Mm. So, I was disappointed, even though, and I think that year they probably showed more games than any other year in 20, but they were all like smaller games. The headliners were like, Assassin's Creed Origins. I think they closed that year with what did they close with? I think they closed with. Did they close with Anthem? Yeah, I think they closed.
Did they?
They closed with Anthem, I believe. That
year.
Man. It was either it was. I think that year they closed with Anthem.
Okay.
This year, 90 minutes is enough, because you got to think about it.
It is. When
you consider the year, and it's Xbox and Bethesda. Bethesda shows are typically an hour, and there's a lot of fluff. They usually show about 3 games and a lot of fluff. They have commentary.
Right. I forgot all about Bethesda.
Yeah.
Because now they got their games to show. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I expect to happen is that Bethesda, since their shows merged with Xbox, all the fluff that's usually at Bethesda shows is completely eliminated. Now it's just the games that they're gonna bring to the table. Xbox, all that miniature shit gone, and then now they can focus on the games that are coming and in the new announcements and stuff. Remember, Xbox just had to showcase 2 days ago for Warhammer games, only on Xbox and PC. They had a fucking 30-minute showcase of their games. So those are games I don't have to see at E3. So I might not even see Darktide at E3. We might not even see Darktide at E3.
So do you think that they're gonna? How do you think they're gonna use the Xbox and Bethesda? Do you think Bethesda's going first, then Xbox, or Xbox then Bethesda, or just Bethesda, Xbox, Bethesda, Xbox, Bethesda, whatever, Xbox, whatever, you know?
It's so hard, right? Because I thought it depends on how the show is. I don't know if they're going to split the show. If they like, all right, Bethesda don't have enough games to like, they either have to open or close, or it just has to be a merged show. This is how I see it playing out personally. I want
you to get into your predictions because I know you got PX and you know they're gonna do your thing.
Man,
there.
My predictions are all over the place, right? And they're gonna be consistent. I'm not gonna give you an actual prediction, but this is how I see happening. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I see Halo opening, Forza Horizon being a showpiece somewhere in the middle, and Starfield ending, closing.
Okay.
Like that's how I see it. However they fill in between, I don't know, but I think that's the trio, the triangle: Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, Starfield, and a whole lot of in between. So
okay, all right. But again, how long do those big demos last?
Well, Halo's demo last year was 8 minutes and some change.
Mm-hmm. Okay, they got to come longer than that. You think?
No, 8 minutes. If you can give me, if Halo's demo is only 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, I would be happy with a 90-minute show because that means, I got a lot more to see.
Okay.
The only
go ahead.
Go ahead.
So what do you think about people? So I was seeing on Twitter that only multiplayer is going to be shown.
Bruh, if they did that,
I know. Did you see that?
I saw it, but I'm trying not to let negativity into my. Yeah. Oh, it won't be a deep dive. They're gonna focus on multiplayer. Nobody wants to see that bullshit.
Correct.
Let me get. All right. I already know. We all know Halo's multiplayer is great top line. I personally don't need to see any sort of. I could go this whole entire year without seeing Halo Infinite's multiplayer. I'll take it when I get it. I know what to expect from Halo. Only thing you need to show me of Halo multiplayer, if you have a new mode, show us a little quick demo, a sizzle reel, and throw out a beta.
Okay.
I want them to redo their campaign. Even if they show me the same campaign demo of last year, it just needs to look better and perform better. The campaign, obviously, we want that emerging. You got to show the campaign because that's what shows your game the best. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's where you get to play around with a lot of the stuff, the environments, and birds flying and chirping and deers running and all that stuff. You could mess around with all that stuff and make the game look the best. I don't care if you have to spoil the game. Show the best show the best what's the word? Best set piece in the game.
Climatic set pieces.
Just show it. Don't but I don't care if they show multiplayer. You can't only show multiplayer. You really can't.
Correct. I'm with you.
You gotta. They know what, and if they didn't do that, that would mean they truly are tone deaf and not listening to what people want to see. Because if it's not obvious, obviously we want them to make up for last year. That's what Craig. We gotta. Seeing multiplayer is not going to eliminate Craig. We're still going to be worrying about Craig. All right, I was like, all right, multiplayer looks fun. What about Craig? Is he gone?
You know what? And I hope that in the demo they show Craig, but obviously looking much better to make fun of themselves.
You think they'll purposely slow down a hit on Craig?
Right. Yeah. So that'll be cool. I had a question. Sticking on Halo, do you think 343 gets Halo back on track?
No.
I know according to you, they make the best Halos, but
I think they're gonna
according to the masses, they don't. So do you think they get them back on track?
No, they're not gonna, because people are infatuated with that Bungie stench, and I think 343 sort of they're not going to live up to what Bungie did. I think they're going to do the best game they have done. When you factor in Halo 4, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite, which one do I think is going to be the best when it's all said and done? I think Halo Infinite will probably be the best when it's all said and done. I loved Halo 4. I loved Halo 5. I think Halo 4 and Halo 5, every time they release at that darn near time, were the best looking Halo and the best performing Halos at the time of their release. There was nothing better. So I did that, that's why I'm just surprised. I believe they can make a good looking game. Per day they can make it, and the thing is, what people want from Halo Infinite is they want them to delay Halo Infinite, and then they expect when they show it again that the shit's gonna just somehow start looking like fucking photorealistic. Like they like, it's like, yo, like Halo always had a. You know when I realized Halo can't look any better than what it is, because it's stuck in this art style. Halo has this art style that's just stuck. That's why the reason why Destiny would never look any better. They have these art styles that's sort of that has like this peak. You can only it may get better if you add ray tracing. It may get better if they improve the shadow quality or the lighting, but it's not going to turn into like Doom or fucking Metro. Those have different graphical looks. Halo has this graphical look, and then now everybody wants the shit to start looking like fucking The Last of Us or Horizon. It's like, no, let Halo make the best looking version of Halo. I realized Halo can't get any better than what it is. When Halo 3 came out, I was like, this doesn't look that much, and I'm playing on 360, I was like, this doesn't look that much better than Halo 2 on the original Xbox. Had a little more color, a little more cleaner and stuff like that. Still fun, still a great game, but Halo didn't look better until Halo 4. When now Halo 4 came out, I'm like, oh, shit. Halo can look better, because
you don't think they can do that again? You don't think they can?
But it was still within that Halo art form though. I think what people want from Halo, they want a different game. They want Metro. Metro looks awesome. They want Halo to look like that. It's
why not? Why can't it?
No, it's just a different looking game.
I get you with the art style, but why can't they maximize that art style?
They can maximize, but it's never going to look like Metro.
I mean, okay, sure, but it can look, it can be in that tier. You get what I'm saying? Like, it could be in that tier of a Metro in graphical fidelity.
I think I don't know. It can definitely look better than what we seen last year. I'll say that, right? But there's some games that just like, all right, this game looks better than this, not because the other game sucks or is visually not good. It's just the art design of this game, the targeting art, the rendering and stuff. Some games go for more of a realistic look.
Right, correct.
And some games go for it, just like Crackdown is never going to look better than fucking Grand Theft Auto. Just never. I don't care how much ray tracing they use. It's the art style set up to the point where, it'll look great with the proper HDR, proper ray trace reflections and stuff. I can see how Crackdown could potentially look on next gen if maxed out, but it still won't look better than a GTA or Red Dead with the same effects. You know what I mean? Because they're targeting realistic looks. That's how I look at it. Halo was never a realistic. It always had this sort of cartoon fantasy look, and it got better over time, but it never transitioned into like photorealism. And that's the thing I'm not afraid of. I think that's what's gonna happen with people at E3. If anybody's gonna have their, if gonna feel down on Halo after they see it, because they're going on, dudes like, oh, they delayed it, they're gonna make it look better. They expecting the game to look like freaking Metro and Doom. And all it's going to look like is it's going to look like a cleaned up version of what we saw last year, which should be fine. But
okay. I don't think people were expecting or are expecting them to like go with a totally different engine and restart from scratch. But I think people are, and I think rightfully so, because they had a full year.
They have full year. But a full year is really a full year enough
full year in a pandemic. So yeah,
the game completely.
See, that's the thing. I don't think they want them to change the game completely. They just want them to make it look drastically better within that same Halo art style. They just want it to be like they want it to be top tier in that class. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you got your cell shaded games. Okay, be top tier in that class. Okay, Halo has its own art.
Never the best looking game, even in the Xbox camp, though, right?
In what era?
In any era.
In any era.
Halo was never a top tier, the best looking game in Xboxes, even in the Xbox first party.
Okay, yeah, 360. You go with Gears. Okay, yeah.
If you go like, I don't know what sort of expectation they're supposed to meet. I know the game is expect the game to look better and more better effects. We need some next gen feel to it. But then again, it's cross gen, so I mean, I can see, you know. Hey, there's a lot of cross gen games that are doing fine with in their next gen versions.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it could be better, but yeah.
That could be. I think 8-minute demo is good. 8 to 10 minutes good for a Halo. Give me something quick on multiplayer. Forza Horizon, you can show a good portion of that in less than 5 minutes. I already know Forza Horizon 5 is probably going to be the best looking game there, first party wise. So I don't need to see much. You're going to show off Mexico. You can show off ray tracing and the lightings and the new effects, and
that's where it's at, Mexico.
That's where it's rumored. I mean, there's
rumored. Okay, cool.
Rumored is Mexico. Show off the new car, and it's going to look great. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't need to take long. If Starfield
is Forza cross-gen?
I don't know.
Or that next?
I would think it's cross-gen because I mean, there's not that many Xbox Series consoles out.
True. Yeah. They also got Game Pass, which is 23 million. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That would kind of. Yeah. I think though what they do is, remember, these guys had an extra 2 years to go. Remember, the last Forza Horizon game came out in 2018. We were supposed to have a Forza Horizon last year.
Okay. So this is Horizon. This isn't Motorsport.
This isn't Motorsport here. We were supposed to get Motorsport in 19. We never got one.
Okay.
So their expectations is high for them too, because their last game was in 2017. So high expectations. Expectations for Turn 10, but they're using a brand new engine. I think Forza Horizon is probably using like a hybrid of like something in between a last gen engine and this gen engine. They didn't remember Playground didn't work on the Series X version and Series S version of Forza Horizon 4. When they did the next gen version, even though the game came out in 2018, a proper next gen version actually came out for a Series S and a Series X at launch, and it was done by another studio, and I forgot the name of the studio. But when you launch the game, if you launch the game on Xbox Series X, you know how you do the flash screen show up, a different studio screen flashes up on that version. Okay. If you play it on Xbox One, it will be just Playground Turn 10. Playground. That's it. Okay. So this game was actually ported to next gen by a different team. So what they're doing, they've been this whole entire time working on next gen and the next gen Xbox, and obviously this game typically has a 2-year development cycle. They earned like an extra year. Don't worry about Fable. The team that's working on Forza Horizon is not touching Fable. St. Albans house is doing Fable. That's a whole different studio within Playground. They got 2 studios at Playground. Okay. St. Albans house and I forgot what Forza Horizon team studio name is, but yeah. So Fable's development had no impact, and vice versa. On
that's what I'm waiting on, man. That's what I hope they show.
Yeah,
I hope it's there.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward though. I'm hyped. I'm not letting nobody let me down. I'm not tempering my expectations because I don't know what to expect. If you're telling me to temper my expectations because Hellblade's not going to be there or Perfect Dark's not going to be there, all right, if they're not going to be there, there's something else going to be there that better blow my socks off. That's how I look at it. So,
has anybody like? Because I haven't really seen like any leaks of the showcase. So like it's literally like everybody's kind of in the dark and just got that anticipation going right now for Xbox. So yeah, hopefully it's good. Like I said, I have no expectations. I'm going in. Like I said, if it's great, I'm going to say it. If I didn't like it, then I didn't like it. So we shall see next Sunday, man. Next Sunday,
that's what it is, man. Next Sunday, I'm looking forward to it, man. But it's 1:00 Eastern, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta prepare. I gotta prepare my my snacks for that. I usually have some major snacks for that show. But yeah, I'm amped. I'm looking forward to it. I think they're gonna knock it out the park. I think we're in for some surprises, and we shall see.
What else are you looking forward to besides Xbox? Like who else that's doing? Yeah, for E3. Who? Nobody else.
Nobody else. Typically, I look forward to like Ubisoft. But
I think they're gonna be trash this year, man.
Yeah, I mean, what they got left is they got Far Cry. They have that. Remember that extreme sports game that got delayed?
Yeah, I forget what it's called. Riders Republic.
Right, Riders Republic. They got Prince of Persia, which has been delayed quite a few times.
Yeah. They got Skull and Bones,
which they ain't gonna show because they just restarted development.
Damn. Okay. All right.
There's supposed to be another Rainbow Six. Isn't Quarantine supposed to be coming out?
I have no idea.
So
I have no idea.
That one I would probably interested in. I know, like this thing with I'm probably gonna watch as many as I can, but when it comes to when I think E3, I think Xbox. Believe it or not. I know Nintendo's supposed to be doing something.
I do want to see that one because of got this rumored Switch Pro that's supposed to be coming out. So I will watch only for that.
720p OLED screen, right? That's what it is.
I guess so. I'm getting it.
I'll get it if Game Pass is announced for it, which I really don't want it to be, but that's the only way I go.
Well, yeah. Well, but yeah, WB Take-Two. I'm only excited for Take-Two because of Lego Star Wars. So
wait, Take-Two has it?
I believe so. Yeah, Take-Two.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
that's WB.
No, Take-Two is I mean, is it are they called Take-Two?
The studio WB owned. Well, I don't know what's going on now, but WB owns the studio. It's Tell-Two. I know it's TT. Is it Games?
Yeah, it's TT. Games. So is it Take-Two?
No, Take-Two is Take-Two.
Okay, hold on.
It's TT Games. I forgot what TT stands for, but it's not Take-Two. It's not Take-Two. But TT Games is under WB.
Traveler's Tale. That's what they call it.
Okay.
That's what it's a TT Games. I thought they were under Take-Two.
Nah, they're under WB. That's why I wanted Xbox to get them, because they make some children's games and they can do it.
Oh, that's sweet then. Okay. Yep, Warner Bros. Okay, right there. I don't know why I thought they was under Take-Two. Huh. But yeah, okay.
Skull Terrence K says, Smooth, go back and watch the Halo engine trailer. Oh, the Slip Space engine trailer? The game
that's a good, see, because that trailer, that trailer looked great, right? But then, so are they not using that slip space?
This shit probably ain't going their way. Like, the slip space, believe it or not, it looked good, but to me, it looked like it had like some cool lighting and water effects, but visually, it wasn't like.
See, like it looked good to the point where you can, if you build upon that, it should look even better, right? But then you got what we got, and I'm like,
it looks like what we got. It just looks like a
looks like a kind of like a step back
of what the game. The thing is that they gotta stop listening to all these freaking people that think they know what they want. They were trying to go with the classic Halo look, which they nailed it. But
yeah, even in that trailer, they kind of nailed it, right?
It shouldn't be like no vintage look. It needs to be like, all right, let's revisit Combat Evolved, but in the next generation. Like, but like, I think they'll be all right. The thing is that I'm not gonna change my, but I can see the idea because the expectations that people have of what they want Halo to look like or what they think Halo's gonna look like, but I said this last year. You go to any of my videos last year after when I found out the delay. Said they had no reason to delay the game because the game is not going to look that much different from what we saw. It's going to be what we saw. There's going to be some changes, of course, but it's not going to be enough to where like, all right, they changed all this in a year. No, I hope ray tracing's in the game because I remember when the game was slated for 2020, ray tracing was going to come later. So hopefully they had some time to cook it in for the final game. I think it was going to
have. Did you know it does have Atmos and Vision, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos? That's cool.
Yeah, I'll probably be playing it on the Xbox that's connected to the TV. You know what? I'm gonna say this one thing, and we can get out of here, or I'll let you wrap whatever you got wrapped. But I think the biggest sleeper coming out of E3 that's going to be an immediate release or a very close to the immediate release that Xbox really has to trying to mold people and let these people know this is an Xbox game. Psychonauts 2. I think Psychonauts 2 is going to be a sleeper to the point where we don't expect it to be a visually pleasing game, but it will be.
It looks good.
It's looking like the clips of the game is looking good. I was like, all right, I'm waiting for a full blown, demonstration. What they need to do, even though it's technically the only odd platform is on PS4. It's not on PS5.
Right.
Not even. I don't even think it's on the Nintendo Switch. It's on PS4, Xbox, PC, Xbox Series. Right. The reason why I had to go on the PS4 because the Kickstarters, people who backed it for a PlayStation version. Right. I think what Xbox needs to do, if they know they taking an L this year with not too many first party releases, if they know you treat what ain't yours like yours. Well, technically Psychonauts is theirs. It's just now you got to say, okay, this is our platformer. I hope in Double Fine do it up for the next, because there's only one next gen version of the game and it's on Xbox. I'm hoping they give us the whole shebang. 4K, 60, ray tracing, or 4K, 120 frames per second, and it gotta look dramatically better than what's on PS4 and on Xbox One. And you promote the heck out of that game, plaster that bitch on Game Pass, the front page. I got a feeling it's gonna be a high 80s on Metacritic. I got a straight high 80s.
Is Double Fine that studio? Like, are they that quote unquote? Are they that dude? Like,
are they that dude?
Do they come out with these hits?
They got potential when they got money. You know what I mean?
Okay.
when they got money, right? And you let Tim Schafer do his damn, take his time all the time he wants, right?
Like the only game that I really enjoyed from that, did Double Fine do Brutal Legend?
Yeah, Brutal Legend.
Yeah, like Brutal Legend was my shit. I love that game, but like that's the only game I really know them by is Brutal Legend. Yeah. So that's why I asked, like, are they that studio to come with it?
I think they're gonna come with it. I think it's gonna be a nice surprise. I do think the game is close. However, I'd like for them to get it out in the summer. I think they're gonna be launching August, September. A lot of people think it's gonna be an E3 shout out. No, you don't do that because they're already starting like the press. They're trying to prepare the press run. Like, you know what I mean?
No stealth drop. Like,
no stealth drop.
No stealth drop at E3.
If there's going to be a stealth drop, it's going to be Flight Sim. That's the only one you can really stealth drop because the game already exists.
You know that's coming though, right?
Like, yeah, but that's why you do a stealth drop on that. It already exists on PC. Stealth drop it on the Xbox Series because it should have been there to begin with. It should have been on.
Yeah, true that.
So,
true that.
Yeah, but I think Psychonauts is going to be that game, and I think I'm not ready to make a Metacritic like bet or comparison to see if it'll score higher than Ratchet. Now, I don't think it's going to score. I think this Ratchet is going to be the best selling Ratchet of all time in terms of the fastest selling. Yeah. But I think Xbox has an answer. They just got to ignore that it exists on the PS4. That's all.
Speaking of Ratchet, real quick, a lot of people are, coming out with their meta predictions and predicting like 90, 91s, like kind of in the low 90s.
That's fair though, because Ratchet is
like, my prediction personally. My prediction is a 87. Like okay. I think that obviously you got the reviewers who point out the bullshit and give it low scores and whatnot. But I don't know, depending on how this story is, because like I told you, I don't like how they did Rivet. I really don't. So depending on how the story is, that could be like a big knock on it if the story, isn't all that. Like to get a 90, man, like that story, like the story got to be hot, gameplay got to be hot. The gameplay looks fire. I'm not worried about the gameplay. That's one thing. So, graphically, gameplay, I'm not worried about.
Ratchet, the last Ratchet and Clank to touch a 90 was Up Your Arsenal, which I think is the first one or the second one. 2004, Up Your Arsenal.
Yeah, I think that was the second one, because I know the first Ratchet was just called Ratchet and Clank.
And that was pretty close too. They are typically a high 80s game. The worst Ratchet and Clank was the one that recently
the 2016.
The one that recently came out, which was
that's like an 84, right?
Yeah.
85? Yeah. So yeah, like it just seems like for it to get a 90, everything has to hit.
Yeah, going Commando got a 90. Yeah, they were hitting with
okay.
Yeah, if it's all right, the worst one was Into the Nexus. They gave that shit a 76. It's a PS3.
Okay.
And Ratchet Deadlock, I stayed away from that one because it wasn't Ratchet Deadlock.
Like I said, I didn't play any of it. Like I said, I wasn't a Ratchet dude, so I played the first one, and then the 2016 one, and then obviously this new one. Like those other ones in between, I didn't play.
Ooh, they had some bad ones. The PS3 had all the bad Ratchets. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank, because I didn't play any of them on the PS. I only played PS2 and then obviously PS4 for Ratchet and Clank games. But Full Frontal Assault 64, All for One 70. Yeah, but they're early. See, that's the thing. I think for the simple fact, I think it will break. I think it'll get a 90 something. I think it could. I won't be surprised because of the hype. It's going to be the best looking one. People are now more hip to Ratchet. And I think it'll be the best selling one.
I think that story though, right? Because like to hit a 90, like typically a Sony game, right? The story is all that, right? So if Ratchet is like a cliche type story, I can see it getting knocked for that, I just think that story got a hit because like everything else looks incredible. But some people might be like me. Oh, they don't like the way they Rivet is portrayed of just being another Ratchet, so and not having her own personality. Granted, that might not even be the case, but I think it's going to come down to that story. I really do, and I guess it could go either way if people feeling it or not, and that's going to be like the deciding factor, or if it gets up into that 90s, in my opinion. I think, like I said, I think it's going to get an 87. But yeah, we'll see.
I think the media darlings, I think they're gonna give, because remember, Insomniac have been hitting games and their games haven't been averaging a 90. They've been like late 80s. Why isn't Spider-Man? Why isn't Spider-Man a 90? Like, what's wrong with it? I think they do. I do think they touch that 90. It'd be really close.
Like low 90s or like 91, 92, or you thinking like 94?
No, I think they get away with like a 91.
Like a 90, okay.
91. These I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, but the way they could average around just like the last three Insomniac games, 87.
86, 87.
86, 87. Yeah, damn, they had some bad plays. And once upon a time, Insomniac used to do Ratchet and Clank every year.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, and it took, I don't know why. It's crazy how longer it's taking games to make. But yeah, no, I think that's the show.
Yeah, good show.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you guys coming through. You guys can check us out. Will there be a show next Thursday?
For who?
Us. I can't do next Thursday.
We don't do Thursdays.
Friday. Is it worth it? What kind of show do you want to do Friday? That's That's E3 Eve.
That's E3 Eve. Okay, so what are you in Planet Xbox? Like, is that Wednesday your predictions and things of that nature? Or like, do you kind of want to merge the two for one big? Because I know we're doing the you said we're going to do the reaction.
We can have I don't know what type, because I feel like I had like a sort of like, we had Miles on, we talked about it, but we didn't get on to our full like sort of anticipation. So we could definitely like blend, do something that brings the shows together, so we're not doing multiple, because it's hard. It's podcast. The week of E3 before E3 is the hardest time to do. I was like, all right, well,
you gotta get time off and all that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
we can.
I mean, it's whatever.
Like I said, we can do a show because, like I said, is like playing Xbox is, like I said, it's a different vibe. But we'll get a show cooking over there. We might end up doing a regular LTG show. It'd just probably be a prediction. But I feel like I'm gonna be on prediction shows all fucking week.
Oh yeah, probably.
I'm on Iron Lord Sunday. They got a big show, Xbox show.
Oh, nice.
Showcase. Nice. I'll be on there on Sunday. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll figure something out. But maybe you viewers, let us know on Twitter or in the chat what we should do. But we thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the show. Shout out to the Notorious DRE.
Absolutely. And, likewise.
You guys have a blessed day. All right.
Have a good night.
Good night. Peace.